What if you could get your first digital product sale without a big audience, without paid ads, and without any complicated marketing strategy? Hey, glad you're back. Over the last two videos, we talked about how I got started with digital products after a health scare and a retirement wake-up call, and then I walked you through the exact steps I used to go from a simple idea to something someone could actually buy. But I know what the next question is, because it's the same question I had. Okay, Carl, I've got a product now. How do I actually get someone to buy it? That's what today is about. And I'm going to give you the honest answer, not the flashy one, not the complicated one, just what actually worked for me when I was starting from scratch with no audience and no following. So let me ask you this first. Have you ever had something you wanted to share with the world but had no idea how to get it in front of people? Drop that in the comments, because that's exactly where I was. And I think a lot of people watching this right now are in the same spot. Let's get into it. The first thing I want to say is this: you do not need a big audience to make your first sale. I know that sounds too simple, but it's true. And I think the idea that you need thousands of followers before anyone will buy from you is one of the biggest things that stops people from ever getting started. Here's the reality: you don't need thousands of people, you need the right people. A small number of people who actually have the problem your product solves. That's it. So, before we talk about how to find those people, I want to make sure we're clear on something. The goal at this stage is not to go viral. The goal is not to build a massive following overnight. The goal is simply to get your product in front of people who already have the problem it solves. That shift in thinking changes everything. Now, here is what I actually did. And I want to be honest with you, I kept it as simple as possible because I didn't want to overwhelm myself and I didn't want to overwhelm you either. Step one, I started creating content around the problem, not just the product. This is the thing that moved the needle most for me early on, and it's the thing I see most beginners skip. Instead of just saying, here's my product, go buy it, I started talking about the problem itself. How to turn one simple idea into something real. How to start without tech skills. How a simple digital product can solve one clear problem for someone. That content gave people a reason to pay attention. It gave them value before they ever saw my product. And when they did see the product, it felt like a natural next step, not a sales pitch. Think about it this way: if someone is struggling with a problem and they find a video or a post that actually helps them understand it better, they are already halfway to trusting you. And trust is what turns a viewer into a buyer. And here's the thing: nobody tells you you don't need a perfect content strategy. You don't need to post every single day. You just need to show up consistently around the topic and be genuinely helpful. That's it. Helpful content around the problem, over and over. That's the foundation. Step two, I gave people a clear place to go. This sounds obvious, but a lot of beginners miss it. Creating content is only half the job. The other half is making sure that when someone finds your content and wants to know more, there's somewhere clear and simple for them to go. For me, that was my Earnable Skills website, a clean, simple page where people could see the product, understand what it does, and get it if they wanted it. Not complicated, not overwhelming, just a clear next step. Every piece of content I created pointed back to that page. Not in a pushy way, just a simple, if you want to see what I'm talking about, the link is in the description. That connection between your content and your product page is everything. Without it, people watch your video, feel inspired, and then have nowhere to go. With it, they have a clear path from interested to customer. Step three, I focused on free content first and left paid ads for later. I want to be straight with you on this. Paid ads can work, but I don't think they're the right first step for most beginners. And here's why. If your product, your message, and your page aren't clear yet, paid ads just spend your money faster on the wrong people. You end up paying to learn lessons you could have learned for free. Free content does something paid ads can't. It tells you what people actually respond to. Which topics get the most comments? Which questions keep coming up? Which words people use when they describe their own problem? That information is gold, and you get it for free just by showing up and paying attention. Once you know what resonates, once you have a message that's working, a product that's clear, and a page that converts, then paid ads make a lot more sense because now you're putting fuel on a fire that's already lit, not trying to start a fire with expensive matches. Start free, learn what works, then scale it. And here is the thing nobody tells you about free content. It keeps working after you create it. A video you made 6 months ago can still bring someone new to your product page today. That doesn't happen with ads the moment you stop paying. So what does this all look like in practice? You create a simple digital product that solves one clear problem. You start making content around that problem, videos, posts, simple resources. You give people a clear place to go when they want to know more. And you pay attention to what people respond to so you can keep getting better at it. That's the whole system. No complicated funnels, no expensive ads, no massive following required. If I can do this after everything I went through, so can you. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Carl, what kind of content should I actually make? And the honest answer is start with what you know. Start with the problem your product solves and just talk about it. Share what you've learned. Share what you've tried. Share what worked and what didn't. People don't need you to be perfect. They need you to be real. They need to see someone who has been where they are and figured something out. That's you. You already have that. You just need to start sharing it. What's one piece of content you could create this week around the problem your product solves? Think about that and drop it in the comments because I think a lot of people watching this are closer than they think. So here's where we are across these 3 videos. Video 1, we talked about how I found digital products after a health scare and a retirement wake-up call, and why I think this is one of the best options for people in their 50s. Video 2, we walked through the simple 5-step process. I used to go from a simple idea to a product someone could actually buy. And today we talked about how to get that product in front of the right people without a big audience, without paid ads, and without overcomplicating it. The next video, I want to talk about how to keep building from here because the first product is just the beginning, and the process of building on it, adding more simple products, creating more content, growing your audience slowly and steadily, that's where things start to get really interesting. If any of this is resonating with you and you want to see the kind of simple digital product I'm talking about, I've left the link in the description below. Have a look. See what a beginner-friendly digital product actually looks like in the real world. And if you're just getting started and you want to follow along as I keep building this out, hit that subscribe button. No fluff, no hype, just simple, honest steps that actually work. I'll see you in the next one.